Hello everybody, how's it going? Sin here, back for some more adventures in Skyrim. Now, you may wonder why we are seeing my startup screen. I normally start the episode already in the world, so to speak. But as you may have noticed in the past couple episodes, we've been hearing the music from the Forgotten City mod. Beautiful music, mind you, very beautiful music, but I've been tired of hearing it, so I did a little bit of troubleshooting, and ultimately this was a bug that easiest way to take care of it was to just remove it from my data files, which is fine. You know, we did the content, and, you know, we could always put it back. We know we did it, we're fine. But now we get to hear the beautiful music of Skyrim beyond the Forgotten City. And what's great about the Dragonborn DLC is here on Solstheim, we'll actually hear many songs, revised versions of the same songs that played in Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. So anyways, without further ado from our unorthodox start to the episode, I invite you to enjoy the show. So last time we came to Solstheim, and we are here investigating the cultists that were set on us by someone named Mirak. Now, we interrogated some of the citizens, and one of the people said that there's a temple called the Temple of Mirak. So we are going to make our way there. But first, it seems that there's some kind of scuffle taking place up there from ash spawns. These are enemies, as are many of the enemies that we will be facing on the island of Solstheim, completely unique to this island, which really helps to reinforce that we're not in Skyrim, we're in Morrowind. Now, ash spawn, they're not foes to be taken lightly, that's for sure. But I think we made a good jump on them. Now, I think their attacks do fire damage, so we'll have to be careful. Declaration of war. And I believe, yep, spawn ash is an alchemical ingredient, so there's a plus there. But before we speak to the captain, if I remember correctly, we might be able to find some decent gear on this little island. Then again, how decent it may be is gonna be an attestament of our actual level right now. So we'll see. I think it's what, chitin armor, which is another great thing about this mod. Are the what do you call it? The enemies and the armor styles that were originally only found in Morrowind. So once again, it adds a lot of variety to your Skyrim account. These ash hoppers, though, I don't think they were in Morrowind, but either way, they are. They are cemented in the lore as creatures that roam the ash wastes. Where's that one? Come here. Ah, more alchemical ingredients to learn. Elven armor. I still don't know how I feel about cladding ourselves in the armor of the elves. Ah, it's bone mold armor, I see. Alas. Not but bone mold and the elvish armor. It's against my better judgment. I don't think that Sin would want to clad himself in that particular suit of armor, especially because even though he has no prejudice against the High Elves, to wear the armor that was worn by the enemy soldiers during his time in the Great War, I think it just brings back too many painful memories. Now, this is a location. A lot of these locations we see are actually accessible in the Blood Moon DLC for Morrowind, which is really cool because it's under a completely different setting then and now.
Thanks. I wasn't sure I'd make it off this farm alive.
Captain Veleth. I like him.
Here.
What were those things?
Some of the Redoran Guard have taken to calling them ash spawn. Me, I don't care what they're called. All I know is they're a danger to Raven Rock and they need to be stopped.
Well said. How did that bring you to this old farm?
I was going to search for clues that might lead me to wherever they're coming from. I know it isn't the best place to start, but we know they've been coming from this direction.
Ah, man, I love this song. So Morrowind. I'd be glad to lend you a hand for a price.
I think I could talk the counselor into paying you, and I could use an extra pair of hands. Besides, I don't feel comfortable leaving Raven Rock behind, and I'd hate to lose any more Redoran Guard.
Very well. Where do I
We
begin?
were searching the farm when the Ashspawn ambushed us.
And, one moment. This audio is getting a little excessive.
Have a look around and see if you can turn up anything useful.
Actually, on second thought, I think we'll just tone down the music. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. That should be much better.
Have you found
So,
something?
we found a note. I discovered this note on one of the ash
This
spawn.
is strange. The note says it's from General Folks Carius.
Another
But
character
that's
in Morrowind.
impossible.
I'm gonna be saying that a lot on this DLC.
Well, Carius was the Imperial garrison commander at Fort Frostmoth, but he died over 200 years ago when the Red Mountain leveled the place. There's no way he could still be alive.
What do you want me to do?
If General Carius is still alive, there must be something keeping him that way. I need you to head out to Fort Frostmoth and check it out. I'm gonna head back to Raven Rock and prepare the men for further assaults.
Good idea.
This General Jim.
So, we'll throw that as our active. There you see the Red Mountain, which dominates the island of Vardenfell, which is, I think that's Skyrim we see, I think that's a little bit of Skyrim, and that's all mainland Morrowind. Yeah. Now, we don't really see bandits on Solstheim. No, we see raiders. No, pardon me. I haven't played a little too much Fallout. Not raiders, reavers, which are essentially bandits. Yes. It's been too long since we had one of those. Maybe we'll be able to scrounge some nice gear from them. Or maybe some loot. Some gold. It doesn't occur to any of them to come outside where the arrow could have come from. No, maybe the person is inside our perimeter already. Don't blow my cover. Damn it, Athir. Should have held your position. Whatever, I'm still hidden, so I'll wait for my good shot and let her rip. And now these are Dunmer we're facing predominantly on this island, at least on the southern half. And they are adept in destruction magics, don't you forget. Oh no you don't. Oop. Hey, after that dragon priest, any non-exploding fireballs are child's play. Get up, Athir. I'm starting to contemplate sending you back to Worm's Tooth. Alright, there goes your main support. It's just you and me. Alright, time for some more, direct. No, you won't. Yes, we are back, viewers. We are back. Hell yes. That was satisfying. Let's loot the bodies, as is our custom. I would love to get some kite and armor. I think that's a really cool looking armor style, but so far, nothing. Ooh, at least he had a nice deal of gold on him. Can't say no to that. And I'm sure there's even more within his treasure hold. Yes, look, plenty of gold in the hold. Gold in the hold and maybe black mold. This ship is creaky. This ship is old. Of the dwarves and legend, this book has told. Alright, I'll stop. Always just the right amount of annoying, and you know it's a good episode of the Let's Play. And you know it's not the Let's Play if we're not screwing up miserably at lockpicking. Man, we are rough at this. If this were Oblivion lockpicking, at least like you know where you stand. Ah man, I do not like Skyrim's lockpicking one bit. Or Fallout 4's in that matter. That's why I normally don't do it. Alright, but that's besides the point. We have to investigate the source of the ash spawn coming from Fort Frostmoth, which actually is the first place that you get to when you take the ship from Vardenfell. I think Kraganmore in Vardenfell. No, Kraganmore's in the mainland. Wherever you go in Vardenfell, you take the ship to Fort Frostmoth, and that's how you get to Solstheim to start the Blood Moon expansion. I have fond memories with... Ooh, shit. Ash spawn are all over the place. Now they cast fireball magic, so they can also fight at a range. But they're not too bad. They're pretty slow and clunky. But what I think I remember about this house is... a trapdoor, yes. It's just a very interesting point of interest in my opinion. I'd love to share it with you guys. It begs a lot of questions to be discovered.
Over here.
Oh, sorry, I got the kill before stat there. Alright. So, we see here Hroldulf's journal. Basically, he says that, I'll go slowly, so if you want, you can pause and read it. But he basically arrived in Solstheim, he moves here. And, some reavers must have, got him. But he notices there's a call from the depths of his basement. And he went to investigate it. And it seems as if there's a great machine going on beneath him. So he started to break down the wall, and he is going to investigate, basically. Ooh, fire from the deep. That's a cool way to end a diary. So down here, just like Pine Watch, we find another tunnel. And here we see, as we remember from the Forgotten City, this is clearly Dwemer architecture. And here we see Bjornolfur. Oh, okay. We'll just not try to butcher that any further. But we have a blood-stained letter. Let's read it. Bjorn, do not come to this place. I have not much self left. I have not much self left. The earth will take us both. H. Huh. So something happened here. I wonder if there's a way to get in there. I don't really know. Huh. Very curious indeed. Ah, great. Even here, another hand touches the beacon. Hear me, mortal, and obey. God, listen.
A new hand touches the beacon. Listen, hear me and obey. A foul darkness has seeped into my temple. A darkness that you will destroy. Return my beacon to Mount Kilcreath.
Oh, look, a notch.
I will make you the instrument of my cleansing light.
You know what? That's tempting. We could really use a powerful sword, especially against the undead. You know what? As much as I'd love to be annoyed with her rude interruptions during our travels, if I may be so bold to say, but I do like the sword Dawnbreaker. I think it's really cool, and I think she has a very interesting quest, if you ask me. Plus, I think, yeah, we're not too far from the sawmill that we've already discovered, so we'll do Meridia's quest. Why not? Then we'll head back to Solstheim, I promise. But I think this sword will answer some of the questions we've been having about getting some better gear. I don't really like this orcish sword. I don't like the way it looks. That's just my own opinion. So yeah, that's such a radical departure from being in Morrowind on Solstheim to back on mainland Skyrim. And I know, yes, you know, Solstheim was originally part of Skyrim. Maybe on this walk I'll give you guys a bit of a history lesson. So around the time of Morrowind's Blood Moon expansion, Solstheim is very wintry and green. You know, much like you know, mainland Skyrim. Imagine this just with a healthy blanket of snow. That's probably the best way I can describe it. Anyways, the events of the Red Year, right? I don't know if you're aware of that, but remember the volcano on Vardenfell nearby erupted, coating the island in ash and burning it, and pretty much creating what we see here today. And many Dark Elves lost their lives to the Red Year, as it's called, and the subsequent Argonian invasion, which I have spoken about before, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, so I think the Jarls of Skyrim, or the High King at the time, as a gesture of faith and goodwill, they gave the island of Solstheim to the Dunmer, particularly I think to House Redoran, right, the house that is running the show. Anyways, so that's why it's not Morrowind, and that's why the architecture has changed. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. Sometimes I just get so sidetracked when I'm playing and talking at the same time. Sometimes it can get kind of hard. I'll be honest. So I really do thank you guys for being patient with me at times when I get sidetracked or lose my place and start to ramble. I really do appreciate it. But now I believe we are at Meridia's temple.
Look at my temple lying in
Yep.
ruins.
We're definitely
so
here.
much for the constancy of mortals, their crafts and their hearts.
And she is so needy. And look, a word wall.
If they love me not, how can my love reach them?
Now, what's cool is Meridia is one of the Daedra that's not considered, you know, wholly evil. Now, Daedra don't have the same morality that we have, but typically her interests ally with ours. You know, she firmly opposes the undead and Molag Bal, as you will see in Elder Scrolls Online, of course.
But the token of my truth lies buried in the ruins of my once great temple, now tainted by a profane darkness skittering within. The necromancer Malkaran defiles my shrine with
Fun fact, this is the Linda Carter, the voice of Wonder Woman.
lost souls left in. Worse still, he uses the power stored within my own token to fuel his foul deeds. I have brought you here, mortal, to be my champion. You will enter my temple, retrieve my artifact, and destroy the defiler.
I'll do it.
Of course you will.
Relax.
Malkaran has forced the doors shut.
Oh.
But this is my temple, and it responds to my decree.
This is a nice view up here, isn't it?
I will send down a
Oh.
ray of light. Guide this light through my temple, and its doors will...
Yeah, light is a big theme with Meridia, as you guys will see. Oh, down we go. Alright, into the temple with us. Now, this is also a great way to get gold, because basically this Malkaran has been defiling the soldiers of both the Empire and the Stormcloaks. And if you search a desecrated corpse, you will find a nice chunk of gold. So I urge you, if you do this quest, to really go through and pick through the pockets of these fallen soldiers, as grotesque as that may sound to your better nature. And just look at them, like look at their faces. They're just completely caved in. It reminds you of Avatar: The Last Airbender with the spirit Ko, the face stealer, I think he was called. Come on, why do we always have to lockpick? Alright. Any second now we'll meet some of these summoned spirits. They're very similar to some of the creatures we faced in the Forgotten City's palace, if you remember that. Very similar. Yeah, these guys were rolling in the gold. I didn't know being a soldier paid so well in the world of Tamriel. And it's cool, you see they are just versions of soldiers, just in a shade form. You can see they have the armor of Stormcloaks and Imperials. Because it's been said that through death, we are all united. Ah, man. I'm sorry, but this audio is really bugging me. It's tough to talk over it sometimes, and I'm sure it's tough to listen to me talk over it sometimes. But maybe that's also just because I'm wearing a headset. I don't know. Huh. Oh, I forgot. We have to activate Meridia's crudely shaped golf balls in order to advance. Now, I really enjoyed the Daedric quest. Oh, ouch. What was that all about? How do we get through? Like I was saying, I really enjoy the Daedric quests in Skyrim. I think they're very interestingly written. Well written. That's the word. Interestingly written. It's nice that some of these shades are unarmed. Alright. We continue to delve deeper into the Temple of Meridia. This is really a smack to the face of Meridia, because like I said before, she really, really hates the undead. And to have this much darkness and undead in her temple, that's definitely going to attract her attention real fast. Alright, come and get us. After facing those charred horrors many episodes ago, no undead will scare us. Because believe me, they cannot compare to the horror. The burnt horrors. God, I am so damn cheesy. I am sorry. Oftentimes I've been described by you know, people as being a ball of sap sometimes, so forgive me. But you know what? Don't forgive me, because that's who I am, and I'm okay with that. It's always good to be true to who you are. Remember that. And I'm not here to preach and give you guys advice. You know, who am I to give you advice? I don't even know you guys, but Just as a rule of thumb, people are going to talk either way. But it's when you listen to them that they win, not when they talk shit. For lack of a more eloquent term. I am really excited to get this sword, actually. It's probably one of my favorite swords in Skyrim. And I like it, you know, it has more of a straight edge. I definitely like that about the sword. Less of a crude design like this orcish sword. But I do applaud Skyrim for trying to create some racial diversity among the different types of armor. I think, though, Elder Scrolls Online perfected this notion. Because in Elder Scrolls Online, if you don't know, basically, there are crafting motifs, which are pretty much books or pages of a book that teach you to craft in a style. I'll give you an example. So I am an Imperial, right? So the only style that I inherently know how to craft is the Imperial style, the style of my own people. But, and this is the same for whatever race you are, you can learn the other motifs. So ultimately, you can learn the motifs of all of the races of Tamriel. And they all have a distinct look. So it really gives Elder Scrolls Online that unique flair, so to speak. Huh. We have to get up there somehow. So yeah, Skyrim did an okay job at it, but if you really want diversity of armors and weapons, look no further than Elder Scrolls Online, because it's not just racial styles. There's also cultural styles, you know, like a mercenary style, or even an Akaviri style. Yes, I know Akaviri is a race, but you know what I mean. There's Daedric, there's a lot of styles. Hopefully, Elder Scrolls 6 will build on that. Because, you know, like many people have already said, ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, is Elder Scrolls canon. You know, they do talk with Bethesda, and they work kind of together with lore and everything. So, it's not just a spin-off, as, you know, many people have said this. I'm just trying to reinforce it, but what's it called? I hope they build on it, as well as many changes that are found in Elder Scrolls Online. And, you know, I know a lot of people that have played ESO when it started out, and they turned their backs on it because it had a rather a rough launch, and it turned a lot of people away. But I urge you to try it again. You know, I've seen it in many of my friends who I've convinced to try it a second time, that they've actually found that they enjoy it a lot now. So, and it's buy to play, so if you already purchased the game long ago, all you have to do is sign in. So, give it a shot. You might like it. Shameless plug for ESO, I know. Now, I think we are just about ready to face off against the Necromancer himself, Malkoran. Let's be ready for this. Hopefully he's unaware of our presence. Yes, he is. But here come the legions of the dead. Oh god, that is a powerful spell. It does a lot of damage. Hoo! Frost spells are not to be trifled with, believe me. Alright, what are we gonna do? That'll come in handy. That'll come in handy, but we need to survive. Where are all our health potions? Where are Gondor's armies? Sorry. If you haven't been able to tell by now, I love the Lord of the Rings. Oh, come on, you did not just heal yourself. So, frost spells also sap your stamina, so maybe carry a couple of those on you if you want to bring out your power attacks. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a fight. Alright, we got him. Much easier than that Dragon Priest was, that's for sure.
It is done. The Defiler is defeated. Take Dawnbreaker from its pedestal.
With pleasure, but first, I'm going to take all this gold from its pedestal. Ah, yes, this is a nice way to make some money. I mean, they don't need it where they're going. Alright. Ooh, what's happening? I think another forced division. Are we teleported out of here, perhaps? Either way, I don't care. We just got an amazingly cool sword.
Malkoran is vanquished. Skyrim's dead shall remain at rest. This is as it should be. This is because of you. A new day is dawning, and you shall be its herald.
That's lovely.
Take the mighty Dawnbreaker, and with it purge corruption from the dark corners of the world. Wield it in my name, that my influence may grow.
Now, he's not overly religious. You know, Sin, you know, he believes in Talos, that's for sure. And obviously he believes that all these deities exist, but he's not overly religious. So I'll keep your sword, but find someone else to spread your religion.
It matters not. The plant cares nothing for the rays that bring it the warmth of the sun.
Alright, and she was pretty cool just to let us go. She could have just let us fall to our deaths for that, but hey, who am I to ascertain the whims of a Daedra? So this is 21 damage base, at least, I don't know if it's base, but we do 21 damage with it. And it burns for 10 points, and when killing undead, a chance to cause a fire explosion that turns or destroys nearby undead. Very useful. Very useful indeed. See, this Orcish sword only did 15 damage, so. Behold! Dawnbreaker. A lovely, lovely, lovely blade, if you ask me. God, this is just a... Look at it. It's just a gorgeous sword. Oh, man. It's kind of like Lightbringer, if you're familiar with the mythos of Game of Thrones. That's another sword that burns with the ferocity of the dawn. Well, I think this is a good place to stop. So we took a bit of a segue from our time on Solstheim, but I think it was well worth it, because we gained this lovely new blade, as you can see. Anyways, next time we continue on Solstheim to get to the root of what's causing this ash spawn threat to attack the city of Ravenrock. Until then, like always, have an amazing day. I'll see you around.